Hi guys, I'm Arm. Today, I want to bring the 6 and 7 episodes of the harem anime Urusei Yatsura. In these 2 episodes, more and more new female characters appear, and Ataru seems like a mediocre emperor busy choosing his concubines every day, and hilarious stories continue to be staged. Let's get the story started. Ataru is an ungrateful guy. He soon leaves Lum again, restoring a state of being at ease alone. On this day, Ataru is busy going home after school to eat his favorite sukiyaki when he meets Lum, who is dressed strangely, and she opens the portal and brings Ataru back to her hometown, Oniboshi. Many competitions are held every day on Oniboshi, similar to the festivals of all ethnicities on Earth. Ataru discovers a good-looking girl in the opponent's camp when he is forced to participate in the match. He immediately steps forward to hit on her. Lum is very angry because Ataru is a playboy, and the girl from the rival camp is her good friend, Benton. Benton deliberately distracts Lum by flirting with Ataru, and her goal is to achieve Lum's complete loss of the match. As is customary, the loser's side will have to pick one of them to be punished, and Lum's father chooses Ataru, who is always troublesome. The punishment is also very simple. Ataru is tied up as a target, and everyone throws a ball at him. At this time, a very interesting scene happens in Ataru's home. Ataru's parents wait until late at night, but their son hasn't got home yet, and they can faintly hear Ataru's voice from the Oniboshi, and they misunderstand that Ataru has an accident. At this time, Sakuranbo takes the initiative to come to the door. He has just divined that Ataru is in hell. The monk starts to help Ataru release souls from suffering after a big meal at Ataru's house, and he also uses spells to check Ataru's current situation and sees that Ataru is tied up and punished. Sakuranbo misunderstands that he is being punished in hell. Since coming back from the Oniboshi, Ataru has been pretending to be sick and not going to school. Miyake, Sakuranbo, and Shutaro all come to visit, and Ataru seizes the opportunity to take advantage of Miyake again. Suddenly, it is snowing in the house, and Sakuranbo senses that the demon aura is coming from the wardrobe. After Shutaro opens the wardrobe, a large amount of ice and snow buries everyone, and a girl with the look of Snow Woman hugs Ataru. Her name is Oyuki, and she is also an alien girl, and the boys are fascinated by Oyuki. Everyone decides to send her home together. Ataru's wardrobe has been transformed by Lum into a special teleportation that connects the Earth and many other planets. Ataru thinks that if the aliens are all like Oyuki and Benton, he would host alien beauties through the wardrobe every day. Soon a deep underground pit with no end in sight appears in front of them, and there comes the sound of Lum calling Oyuki from inside. Oyuki first jumps, and then Shutaro kicks Ataru down. Everyone comes to Neptune, and Lum is also here. The girls from Neptune are very excited when they see the boys, and they immediately take Shutaro home to shovel snow. They would be so excited because there are few males in Neptune and it is short-handed there. When Oyuki hosts Ataru, she explains that it snows too much on Neptune, so they send snow to other planets through teleportation. One moment Ataru is still dissatisfied because his room is flooded with snow, and the next moment he pleases Oyuki because of her good figure. Ataru is chased around by Lum, and Oyuki encounters Ataru to put him in a room to rest, and her concern further seduces the boy. Ataru finds that Oyuki seems to be interested in him, so the intimate interactions between the two become more and more frequent. At this critical moment, an orangutan breaks through the wall. The orangutan is a servant who has always had a crush on Oyuki. Ataru is hunted down by it, and Oyuki regrets that her good deeds are ruined by the orangutan. Ataru throws himself into the teleportation in order to save his life, but he doesn't expect that the orangutan who loses his mind also jumps in. Together, they arrive on the roof of Ataru's house, which is a scene to pay tribute to the classic image of King Kong climbing the Empire State Building. After that day, Ataru falls ill again, and when they come to visit him, they talk about the missing Shutaro, who has not been to school for many days. The truth is that Shutaro has never come back to the Earth, and all the male students who help shovel snow run away. But Shutaro is praised by the girls of Neptune and enjoys it very much, so he stays in to shovel snow. At the end of episode 6, there is also a post-credits scene. Ataru announces in the class that he is retiring, and the teacher misunderstands that Ataru wants to quit school because of his bad grades. Shutaro has just returned from Neptune. He misunderstands that Ataru does not want to be the protagonist of this anime anymore, and his words directly break the fourth wall like Deadpool. The characters who have shown up before appear one after another. All want to compete for the position of the protagonist. Seeing so many female characters coming together, I realized that in just 6 episodes, Ataru has hooked up with so many girls. At this time, the helpless Ataru clarifies the misunderstanding to everyone. He still wants to be the protagonist, but not the class leader. It's time for the summer holidays. The protagonist group comes to Shutaro's hotel for a vacation, and the lecherous Ataru focuses all on the girl's figure, and all the men automatically turn into boring vegetables in his eyes. The pool has become a man's paradise. Shutaro stares at Lum in a swimsuit. Ataru hugs the hot female teacher directly when he meets her, and later he is beaten into the water and meets a water-dwelling yokai at the bottom of the pool. This yokai is hospitable and insists on inviting Ataru to have a cup of tea at his house, and Ataru almost dies of lack of oxygen. Fortunately, at this time, Lum is worried and also dives underwater, temporarily distracting yokai and saving Ataru's life. Ataru first goes to Sakura and Sakuranbo to exorcise evil spirits, and soon they meet yokai from the pool, and Shutaro immediately drives yokai out of the place, fearing that the other party would affect the business of their hotel. In the horror anime, Shutaro would have been eaten by yokai, but in a comedy anime, yokai is specifically responsible for being cute. Yokai pleads with Shutaro for a long time but still has to use his chubby body to carry a large bag of luggage and move since Shutaro does not agree. When Ataru returns home after the holidays, he is surprised to find that yokai has moved into his bathtub. Yokai stays in Ataru's house for a month, and Ataru's mother finds the yokai very cute and feels pitiful for it. She then asks Ataru to take it to the beach to release it. Ataru and his classmates take the opportunity to play by the beach again, and it happens that Sakura and her fiancé Tsubame are also dating here. Sakura doesn't look fat, but her food intake is bigger than many burly people, and she can almost be a live streamer who madly eats lots of food, and she consumes the day's food supply just by herself at a seaside restaurant. After Sakura barely gets herself full, she and Tsubame go to the beach to continue their date. At this time, Ataru takes yokai to peek together, and he is already fantasizing about the following erotic scene that children are not allowed to watch. Interestingly, Shutaro and Lum and Miyake are also peeking on the other side. These adolescents are curious about what happens between couples. The development of the plot is indeed the same as they expect. Two people who have not seen each other for a long time hug together, and when they are about to kiss, the dumbfounded yokai suddenly runs out to greet Sakura, and the protagonist group finally fails to see the expected adults-only plot. At this time, a boy comes to the beach and picks up a pet by chance, but unfortunately, his mother doesn't let him raise it. The boy has to pack the pet into a cardboard box and write an adoption message on the surface of the carton, hoping that Pochi would be picked up by a good person. The protagonist group also thinks the same way, and when they spend their last moments with yokai, they always feel guilty about abandoning him, so they also find a cardboard box to hold yokai. The boy who has not yet gone far mistakes Ataru for picking up his pet, and suddenly regrets putting the pet there and rushes over to grab the cardboard box and runs. At this time, Miyake finds the boy's cardboard box. They open it and are stunned. The boy actually takes the small-sized Sakuranbo as a pet. No wonder his mother does not let him. Later, yokai sends Ataru a postcard, and it officially becomes the boy's pet and finally lives a hilarious life. And episodes 6 and 7 ends there. This Urusei Yatsura is more and more interesting as it goes on, while the contents of other anime are mostly about fighting monsters and upgrading to save the world. This anime is talking about daily stories in the classroom and after school, and there are elements like aliens, yokai, trust fund baby, and other unusual components. The more you watch it, the more it looks like the teenage version of Doraemon. I feel that it is especially suitable for watching when you want to kill time, and I highly recommend it for sharing with your friends. Well, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.